On our last visit together, we talked about having anxiety and that it really was mental puberty. Today, I'm going to give you the prescription, the script, to help you overcome this illness. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, and we inspire. And last time we got together, we were talking about how, especially now in a pandemic, and especially now whenever you're trying something new, that you go through a period of anxiety. And that is normal. So for those of you that are feeling anxiety in these times, understand that it's normal, that everybody goes through that. Nobody has all the answers. As an example, the person that's recognized as the premier expert on this pandemic at the very beginning, as you recall, said, we don't need to wear masks. And you may also recall that at that particular time, right when it started, I went on the internet and looked up the premier expert in the world, who is a doctor in South Korea, and I came on before Dr. Fauci did and said, hey, A, we need to wear masks, and B, we also need to use something to protect our eyes. Now, I haven't heard very much about people protecting their eyes, and I'm very surprised because the virus only gets to you through your nose, your mouth, or your eyes. So I don't understand that, but my point is, without being an expert, I went and I looked up the expert and found the answer. It's not that hard to do. So one of the things that we also talked about, you feel that anxiety because you've changed as a person, you've evolved as a person. As an example, Eli went from superheroes and lightsabers to basketball and girls. By the way, Eli, one of the things I mentioned last time is that when you're first starting out with something, you know 2 things out of 10, and then as you have more experience, you get to the point where you get 5 things out of 10, and that's when coaching comes in and gets you to that next level. Well, as far as women are concerned, Eli, I got some bad news for you. You're never going to get more than 5 out of 10. All right? Trust me on that. But I digress. Anyway, to become an expert requires fine-tuning of little nuances. And one of the things that frightens people and creates anxiety is the realization that in order to achieve a very high level, that they have to master small little details, and that just makes it, sort of gives it an overwhelm feeling to the person, and they say, well, I got to do all these little things. And I experienced that very same thing with this channel. All right, well, I knew what to write, I knew what I wanted to do, I knew who I wanted to do it for, but then came the technology. And hey, I'm Fred Flintstone, okay? I don't know how to do anything. So what did I do? I chunked it down into its smallest components. What was it I was going to need? Well, I need a camera. What do I know about cameras? Nothing. I went to a person that knows about cameras that did this and gave me some advice. Okay, now I have to figure out how I can video these little sessions. Well, I figured that out with the help of somebody else. Then I needed somebody to edit them. Okay, now I could have done that work myself, done the editing, but I made a decision that my time was best spent being the on-camera person and leaving the behind the scenes things to somebody else that specializes in that area. That's not always the case, but in this particular case, that made sense. So ultimately, after getting rejected 9 million times by 9 million people, I found somebody that had done a YouTube channel, that had some experience, and was willing to help. And Amber, thank you very much for your help. I appreciate that. Amber is the person that does all the editing and does a fine job with it. So my point is that to reach a level, you have to have a lot of experience. Now, when I first started this channel, if you look at some of my early videos, I think the content is very good, but it could be better. The presentation could be better. As a matter of fact, right now the presentation could be better. But the point is, I'm now I'm getting close to 2 years into this thing. And I feel very comfortable in front of the camera now. And that's because of experience. So now things that I had to think about, this little thing and that little thing, now just are subconsciously embedded here, and I just do them. But the first thing is you have to have the thought of what it is that you want to accomplish. I wanted to build a channel that was going to give Eli, my son, blueprints and fulfill the promise that I made to my mentors to teach other people the things that they had taught me. And what is a better venue than YouTube for doing that? So I was real excited about that, but I had all these little small challenges, and believe me, there was some thought in my mind like, do I really want to do have to do all those little things? And then finally I said yes, and I started doing them. And the point is, once you get in motion, then your next starting line becomes easier. So the first thing, like I said, is I went out and I got a camera. Well, that was an expense. So I said to myself, do I want to take that money and flush it down the toilet? Or do I want to actually do the function that I'm seeking to perform here? Well, I decided on the latter. So then from there, my next function was I need to find somebody that's going to tell me how to do the videos. Then I need to find somebody that's how to edit them. You follow what I'm saying? Is that each step along the way was a brand new starting line. That's the way I looked at it. I had the big picture of what I wanted, but there were all these little things that needed to be done that when you add them up can be overwhelming. So here's the point. Here's the point that I want to make, all right? You get the thought, you start thinking, but you've got to take action. You've got to get your body in motion. You've got to get a starting line. Motion begets clarity because action breeds more clarity than thought. So once I got the first thing done, boom, I had a new starting line. All right, I got that done. Boom, I had a new starting line. So remember this mantra and live by it. Be not a thinker, be a doer who thinks. So the question now, Eli and everyone else, is who do you want to become? What's calling you? What does your heart so ferociously seek to accomplish? What is your burning desire? May I give you a suggestion to help you out in this arena? Give yourself some quiet thinking time every day. When you do that, a zillion different thoughts are going to go through your mind. When a particular thought keeps reappearing, that's the time that you want to say, maybe I want to give that a little bit more effort. And because we'll never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's get out there and take charge. I'm Eli's dad.